subscribe, like, comment, and hit the notification bell.
Hi friends, how are y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brandy and I've been on a health and fitness journey for quite some time. I've had success on Weight Watchers in years past and lost a total of 40 pounds during that period, but slowly the weight has creeped back on. And so I'm currently trying to lose some of those pounds. Dog, Asher, you're in the camera, honey. And I have a lot to say, but I hope it doesn't all get jumbled in my head because I feel like I don't have like a good outline or whatever. But if you watch these videos before or anything similar like I did last year as well, usually I am in activewear. But to be honest, I just did not feel like putting it on and sitting here for the talk through portion of this video. So that's probably a little heads up of how this month went. I will stay tuned though because I'm going to change into my active wear and do my measurements and all that. So I have not measured yet. So I'm doing the talk through before that portion, which may not be the best idea, but that's okay. Okay, the way I like to do these videos is I like to kind of recap what my February goals were and discuss how all those went. I have primary goals, which are 4, and then I have like kind of secondary, smaller aims as well. So let's recap the primary goals. The first one was to maintain an 8,000 step average, and that's like a weekly average. And I'm happy to say I was able to do that in all of February, all 4 weeks. Since it's March 1st, these first 2 days of March count towards my last week in February. But as long as I get minimal steps, I'll be there. So every week I was above the 8,000 threshold for my average, which makes me happy. I don't feel like this month I had to. Last month in January when I first set that goal, it was very, very difficult for me. I was having to wake up before work. I was staying up till 9 or 10 to get on my treadmill. Whereas February, I think I got more in the hang of it and it didn't seem to come as difficult. Don't get me wrong, there was definitely times I had to be more intentional with my treadmill or getting up at work, but I like the goal. It's getting easier, so yay me. Okay, the second goal I have is to walk my dogs 2 times a week. Yes, I know this is low, but me and my husband both work outside the house and it is winter and it's been dark and dreary. And so it is what it is right now in this season. January, it was only once a month, so I did increase it in February to twice a month, and I'm also happy to say that they got all their walks. The first week, they only got 2 walks. The second week, they also got 2 walks. Third week, they also got 2 walks. But this last week, I was able to do 3 walks, and I think it's actually going to be 4 or 5 because, like I said, I still have Saturday and Sunday of this last week. So I met that goal, so happy about that. And then my third goal was to lift 16 times on my tonal. My original was 12 times, which was the same as in January, but my husband had asked me to join him on a program that was 4 weeks, 4 days a week. So I joined him on that program, and I'm happy to say I made it all 16 days with a total volume of 117,258 in the month of February. And that is my second highest month ever since I've had my tonal. So that was really, really cool. And you can see like the weeks varied. Some weeks I had like 21,000, closer to 22, then 38,000, then like 25,000. And even not including Saturday and Sunday of this last week, I'm still over 32,000. I don't really plan to lift Saturday and Sunday of this month, although I'm kind of rethinking that so I can get ahead on next month. But that was my goal and I killed it. That was high volume for me as well, which I am enjoying. Helps me keep my heart rate up and it's just good, you know, good for me. My last goal was to track food in the WW app and look at calories. I will say I tracked my food every single day except one day. Again, it was on a Sunday. It was Sunday the 9th. And I honestly, let me go check that again. Because my app has been acting so weird, and even when I was writing down these numbers, it was like just circling and adding, like it didn't like me going backwards, but it said I didn't track, and I don't remember not tracking. Yeah, I didn't track. At least that's what it says. So, same as last month, I forgot to track one Sunday, and I guess I did that again this month. So, but that's okay. But I want to talk more about the calories because I haven't talked about it on my channel yet. At the end of my February in review video, I said that at the end of my January video in review, I said that in the month of February, I wanted to compare points versus calories. Just since I wasn't successful in January, I wanted to make sure I am at a calorie deficit. Well, I was going to do that in February. However, about like the first week in February, I got wind that Weight Watchers was going to add calories to the app. So rather than me having to double track in 2 different platforms, I was like waiting on that to happen and then do it. Well, my app has not updated. I don't know. Has your app updated? But I'm really excited for it to update. I actually think, and this is just me speculating, there was a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, where the app had problems, like I couldn't use it at all. And I think they were doing the push down upgrades then, and I honestly think something went wrong and they had to back out. That's just from my experience with software upgrades. That's typically, if you see an app that's waiting for an upgrade, then it has a problem, and then they resolve the problem, it's usually because they went to a backup version. So I don't know. That's just my guess. But anyhow, so overall, I did really well with my 4 primary goals. I do have 6 like secondary aims, I'll say. Things I'm just trying to prove on, but are not necessarily my primary focus. And for health and fitness, in my, I should have said, this is my workout fitness meal plan journal. My husband got it for me. I'll link it. It's from Amazon. It's less than $10. I'll link it down below. But they give me the prompts for the things I'll do better this month. I call them my 6 additional secondary aims or goals. But as far as what's important this month, that's my primary goals. That's kind of how I break it down. And if you look at my calendar, I divided every day into 4 quadrants, and that's where I tracked my 4 main goals. It looks like a lot, but it was great to keep up with. And then over here on the side, for every week, I averaged my steps and I summed my lift. That's just kind of how I'm using the calendar overview, which worked out really, really well this month. Okay, back to my secondary aims. So for the prompt of health and fitness, I kept it the same as January with a movement of greater than 180 minutes. This is what the American Heart Association recommends, 30 minutes a day. And I am blowing that out of the water. So far, it has been 6 or 7 weeks, however many weeks have been in this year. I have maintained way over that, almost most weeks double. And I looked back and I have not done that since 2023. 2023, I had like 17 weeks consistently of maintaining my active minutes to that threshold. But then after that, my max had been 6 weeks. So for me to hit that 7-8 week mark, I was really excited about that because that shows I'm already doing better than I did in 2024. So I'm really going to try to keep that going. I would love to keep my active minutes over the threshold all 52 weeks this year. We'll see if I can do it. Okay. The second secondary aim was self-care, and I had that I was going to get my hair, nails, and eyebrows done, and I did all that. So yay me. Although it's expensive, I tell you. Third aim, fun and recreation, 2 social events. My husband and I, we did a couple events together. We went to a wine and cheese and bubble event and chocolate for Valentine's. It was so fun, so delicious. Blew my points out of the water that day, but that is A-okay. We also went to a speakeasy and had a cocktail last Saturday night. Let's think, did I do anything with girlfriends? I did go see a friend and visit them. Oh, and I had a painting class that I took some coworkers to for their birthday. So I had quite a few social activities. For the 4th prompt, body image, I had weigh only on Mondays. I did that somewhat okay. I did it all up until this last week, and then I fell off the wagon and started weighing more and more, but we'll get into the weight after the measurements. The 5th aim for personal development, I put bed 11 to 7. I'm still struggling there. I felt like I did better with that in January, and now I'm kind of like falling off track. I'm staying up later at night. And I think the reason for this is by the time I get home, cook dinner, we work out. Our workouts have been like an hour to hour and a half. Shower. I'm not crawling in bed till 10 or 10:30. And so then I'm a type of person, I feel like I need to unwind before bed. So I'm staying up past that to get my unwind time in. I need to break that mental thought that you have to unwind before bed. I don't necessarily think that's true, especially to the extent I'm doing it. Like if you're tired, just don't do any activity and get in bed and go to bed. I need to try that. Okay, the last thing for spiritual, I put meditation again, which I had put in February or January. And similar to January, I failed. I didn't bring my meditation book. I didn't perform any meditation. 100% failed. So that is where we are. So let me go change. Oh, and I'm using the week by week sessions just for meal planning, not tracking, but meal planning. I really, really like that. I don't know if I'll do it for the month of March just because I am meal planning the entire month of March at once. But we'll see. I may use it. I don't know. Okay, so let me go get changed and come back and we'll do my measurements and weight and we'll talk about my monthly wrap up really briefly and then we'll also go into my March goals. I'm going to shift some things around and I'll discuss why. Before we proceed to March, one last part in my workout journal is your month review and it gives you 4 prompts. So let's go over those. It says, what were your biggest wins? That was one. And I said my biggest win in February was getting to spend more quality time with my husband while improving our health. And this was because, like I said, we did the workout together, although it made for a hell of long workouts. But yeah, it gets us together. I don't think I'll do that in this month. I know I won't do that this month. And also continuing to maintain my kick-ass activity points. Hope to keep that up all year. Second prompt, how do I feel about my progress? I still feel defeated and put off, especially from Weight Watchers specifically. And I'm really questioning, is it time to switch it up? In my January goals video, I said that I was going to give Weight Watchers another go for 6 months consistently since they had revamped the plan and added more 0-point foods. Because if many of you have been here, you'll know in 2024 I didn't have success either. So I'm really like, do I want to continue for another 3-4 months and fail when I could just switch it up? I don't know. And the reason because is I'm still hoping on those calories to roll out. Because I even though I complain about the app, I know it and I just, I'm more familiar with it. So I really don't want to switch an app. And I would like to see points and calories, even if I'm gonna go switch calories. Because if I go to anything, I'm gonna go to calories. Yeah. I've also considered buying a lumen to see what my metabolic rate, what am I burning fats versus carbs. They do it by measuring CO2 and it's on sale for $200. I really kind of want to buy that, but I really don't want to spend money right now. Our house insurance went up $3,000 this year. I think it was $3,000. It could have been like $2,700. My car insurance went up $600 every 6 months, so $1,200 a year. So I'm trying not to spend money, people. Okay, my third area were, what areas were you lacking? I said sleep. Scrolling is wasting valuable hours. I need to improve on that habit so I can regain those hours. Meaning, if I don't scroll and hold a stricter bedtime, then I'm less likely to hit snooze in the morning. And in that 30 minutes or an hour, I can be spent walking my dogs or walking on the treadmill or meal prepping or just doing something else. So I definitely need to improve that area. Last prompt, how will I improve next month? I said again, track calories and points. Am I really at a deficit on WW? I need to know. And then also I want to lift more than I did in February because in February I lifted more than I did in January and I just kind of want to keep that going. However, it is going to be difficult because I doubt my March program is going to be a 16 session program. It's probably going to be a 12 session. So that means I need to lift more per session. And that's just because I prefer to work out 3 times a week versus 4. But that's why I said earlier, I don't need to work out this Saturday and Sunday because I've already hit my goals for the week. But if I want to get a jump start on my March goals, I may do just like a little lift. Not like a full workout, but like just do a couple arm moves or something like that. We shall see. Okay, friends, I just finished my measurements and I have to say They actually made me a little happy. So let's go back. Well, no, let's start with the measurements. So I did my neck, and usually I only do it to the nearest 1/4 inch, but I swear my neck has been 13 inches all year, and I swear 13 inches was just too big. So I put 12.8 because I didn't actually think it was down to 12.75, but that really makes me happy because I hold a lot of weight in my face, my arms, and my calves. So any loss on the neck I feel like is substantial. The chest I had at 36.5 and it was at 36.75 last month and even higher than that in January. So it does seem like I'm losing some inches. I mean, yeah, I had my chest was 38 in January, so it's 36.5 and I made sure to put on the same little bra and everything. So a 1/4 inch loss there. My biceps last month were 12 in the left and 12.25 in the right. And this month I got 12 on both. And I even like tried to make the right a little bigger and it just seemed too big. So hopefully that's a true loss. One of my least favorite parts on my body, or probably my least favorite part of my body, is my arms. And yeah, I just hate them. My waist was at 32 last month, and this month I have it at 31.5. What was it in January? So that's like a 1/2 inch. What was it in January? I had 33 in January, so I'm like 2.5 inches down from January. The hips, last month I had 36.25. I got 36 this month, so that's good. Another 1/4 inch down. And then both my thighs last month I had at 23 inches and I measured them at 22 just a while ago. And I even put it at 23 and thought maybe I was at the wrong space. But 23 was quite high up to my groin and I know that's not where I measured. So maybe a real inch is true. Hopefully, sorry about that, that was my husband. And then my calves also, I have both for the left and the right, that they were at 15.25, which is a 1/4 inch less than my last month at 15.5. And then for my butt, sadly, I'm not wanting my butt to go away, my butt went down 1/2 inch, whereas last month it was at 41.5, which I think my butt had went up from January. Let me see. Well, no, my butt in January was 41 and it's currently 41. So maybe last month was wrong. Now, I will say, I'm at home measuring. I do my best to keep it consistent. However, they may not be true losses, but it did make me feel good doing this. Another thing, I try to do the video of the full body 360 similar every month. And last month, I don't know why. I did not go look at January compared to February until Linda, one of my longtime viewers, hi Linda, she suggested and she said she thought I looked leaner at the start of February. So before I post this, I'm gonna go look at all 3 and just see what I think. Hopefully, because I could see it too. Once she pointed out, I was like, oh, I kind of looked a little less bloated or whatnot. So maybe that is the case. Hopefully that'll be the case today as well. And so let's talk weight. Okay, friends. Somehow Weight Watchers tells me that I lost 1.4 pounds this month. But I don't really know where they're calculating that from because at the beginning of the month, I was like, let me pull up the exact numbers just so I'm on board. Okay. And I'll share my screen here so you can figure it out. So at the end of January, if you took January 31st, I was 158, right? And then on February 28th, I was 158. So where did they come up with last 30 days? I'm sorry, it's 1.3 pounds. I don't know if they're doing some type of averaging or not. So on the 28th, I weighed 158, but today on March 1st, I weighed 157.4. I did only weigh once a week for the first 3 weeks. And then the 4th week when I weighed in, instead of going down, I was going up. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I started weighing pretty much daily from then and you can see it fluctuates. So I would say I haven't lost anything. Ah! It's like, are you kidding me? And my husband just started like trying to lose weight like last week, and he's down like freaking 4 or 5 pounds. Isn't it like insane? So let's move on to March. I'm not going to change up my goals very much, which kind of seems silly to me since they haven't been that successful yet this year. However, I don't know like how much better I could get. So 3 of the goals are not changed. Three people, not 4. 3 of the goals that aren't changing at all from January or last month. So 3 of the goals that aren't changing at all from February are an 8,000 weekly average step goal. I'm going to keep that. Hopefully it'll get easier and easier, and then I can bump it up. Still at walking the dogs 2 times a week. Again, I think in April that's going to get bumped up as well. And then track all my food. I need to continue tracking. And then the 4th goal that is going to change is, rather than put a goal of 16 lift sessions, I'm going to down that to just greater than 12. But again, my overall lift goal is just to lift more weight compared to February, which is going to be difficult because February was my 2nd highest ever. And then my secondary aims, which are just like the prompts, they give you the headings for the health and fitness. I'm going to keep that movement above 180. Self-care, it's already time for another manicure, so I'm just going to get a manicure. I'm going to keep my fun at 2 social activities. I think I have 1 thing on the calendar now, so I need to make plans for another one. Personal development, I'm going to keep my bedtime, try to get really into that and do better. And then 2 things that are going to switch up are body image and spiritual prompts. For body image, I had weigh once a week previously. I'm going to change that to every dang day. And the reason is someone suggested that if you weigh every day, then you can take an average. And I think that may be what Weight Watchers is doing and why they say that I did lose weight this month. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to weigh every day. It is what it is. I'm going to see what it looks like. Hopefully it doesn't get into my head too much. If it starts to really impact my emotional and mental health, I may stop that, but we shall see. And then the other thing I'm going to do, rather than spiritual, obviously meditation is not working out for me. I'm going to try junk journaling. And this is like anything that maybe you bought that week or you went that week and you get, a wrapper or something like that. You kind of like tape it in a journal and then you just journal. And I'm going to try that. The only thing that annoys me about that, I'm the type of person, I'm so type A personality that it annoys me that I don't have January and February. Like, I would like the completed journal, but it is what it is. I think I can handle it. So that is it, friends. I will be back in April to tell you how it's going. But let me know, does your app, if you follow WW, does your app already have calories? And am I just like behind the curve? I have uninstalled it and then installed it like 2 times this month to see if it would pop up. And it never did. Okay, bye, friends. I know, I got the window open. It's not for you to look at. The window's open for Mama. For my camera. Okay, get out, go. I gotta get out. Come on. Mama has to film. Go.